All right, welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Like I said, we're going to be resetting this and going with a couple of different changes. All right, so we're going to get into this because I'm going to try to make these episodes a little shorter. First off, we're getting into the free game setting, creating our map. This is going to be our map. I messed around with a couple of them. This is going to be our map seed. This is the one that I found the most interesting. I haven't loaded into it to see what it looks like, but I figured we're going to be on temperate. I'm going to bump the, oops, not going to change that. All right, it's in the next page. All right, so this is going to be our map. Obviously, we're going to have 16 towns and 86 industries. That should suffice for us. We're going to start in the year 1850. I'm going to kick this up to one more level, and then I'm going to kick that down to rarely. Just because I want to see some different, I want to keep it open to see if we can develop hubs. I want to get hubs in developing. So we're going to have, these are the mods that we're going to be using. So pause, whatever. If you have your own mods, use those. It works just as well. We're going to go into advanced settings, climate, temperate, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go in town names. Oh, we're in vehicles, my bad. We're going to use all vehicles, town names. We are going to go to American just so that I have a better chance of actually pronouncing them. And then I'm going to hit apply. So as it's regenerating the map and figuring all that stuff out, I'm going to get started in this. Once this is done, we'll load in and then I'll meet you there as it does it. So I'll be right back with you in a second. All right, we are loaded in. Welcome. We got a couple of fun things to, just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that we loaded in here. I'm actually going to pause that. I didn't realize that that was kicking off. All right, so like agreed upon, we're not going to go paused. We're going to go 1/4 the speed. Now, we have that going. It'll slow everything down a little bit. I feel like we need to start at Bakersfield. I'm obviously not going to start here because there's really nothing I can do over here at looking at Bakersfield. We got Detroit, and we got, I'm going to zoom in real quick. Corona, maybe? They need fire and bread. We got a couple of farms down here, but nothing that can help us with any, if anybody knows how to pronounce that, I'm gonna just call it Cora without the O. But yeah, we got Bakersfield, Detroit. None of this is something that we can supply. Wait, hold on. We got oil. We just need we do. Look at that. So we have, the only issue is we're going to have one expensive, we might be able to get Fort Wayne going. And then in the future, maybe hook up Cora. I'm going to call it Cora, Detroit, and Bakersfield, because we got plenty of oil that needs to be shipped, or that can be shipped to these, which then would help these two grow. We also have Fort Wayne that would look pretty decent. Let's go over here to man, I wish I could pronounce this. We're gonna call it Vialasa. I don't even know where these names come from. These do not sound American. All right, we need construction material and food. We have construction and food, or we have construction right here, but the issue is we'd have to boat that down to some degree. Eventually, maybe boating it through here just to get it there. We have a tool factory, so we have wood. Don't think I saw a planks factory anywhere. Oh, we have one over here, but once again, that is a heck of a, yeah, I don't see that. We have Scottsdale. That also needs construction materials. So we have construction up here, but no quarries. Then we have Hampton, who needs construction and goods. This is probably going to be a very last one unless I find something that can easily be hooked up into here. Then we have, wow, what are with these names? Chiari, that needs gears and food. I'm not seeing a whole lot of. This one's definitely Cincinnati. That's going to be a long time coming. Pomona. That's probably also a long time coming. See, this would be perfect if we had food down here. So we could do gears, but we have wood and we have another. Man, this is. Oh, come on, man. I wish we could help Yonkers. Like, just because of the name. That is an awesome name. I know that's a real place, but just stating the facts here. Alright, we also have a lot of these places need construction material. Good lord. Then we have Durham. That also needs construction material. So, in all honesty, and we got Howard, which also needs a bunch of weird stuff. So it might be in our best interest to start at Fort Wayne. And what I want to, we have a bunch of quarries right here. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause this and I'll be right back. Alright, sorry, I had to fix my recording there for a second to make sure that I could hear the music. You guys probably could hear the music the whole time, but I wanted to make sure that I could hear the music. Alright, so we have a bunch of quarries. And we have a lot of places down south. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. My son wanted to communicate real quick about Pokemon and whatnot. Alright, so real quick, I think Fort Wayne is probably going to be our best bet as far as getting this going. It's not necessarily the best ideal thing to go. I do want to continue on the stretch that we were on before, where we look at the industrial side. That's where we're going to be putting our car depot at. Road depot, my bad. We're going to place that just a little bit outside of town, like right here. Yeah, and we're going to place the depot right here. And then where'd all this stuff go? We don't need this anymore. We need these. Alright, how do I want to do this? Alright, so we only need one platform. Put that right there. We need 2 platforms on this one. And then we need yes, we need 2 platforms on that one. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come in through here. I want to make this just a little bit longer. Zoom in. All right, 400,000 I think is a lot better than 3 million. Even though somehow or another this is going to cost me a buttload of money here. All right, so let's get into the line details. We need a new line. Color, we're going to make this black. And then we're going to... Oops. There we go. And then we're going to do what we normally do. I'm going to change it up, so it's going to be cargo. Oil to refinery. And then we're going to make a new line. And we're going to do this blacker color. Not that that really matters. And then we're also going to do this. Fuel. And then we're going to make one more line. Hold on. And then we're going to make this a... That should be fine. And then we'll do the same thing. Fuel to port wing. Alright, there we go. Then we have to come in here, go to buildings, cargo, and then we gotta figure out how we want to drop this off. And I figured we'd be able to come in through here, kind of circle around, and then go out. Obviously, we have to figure out. We're going to add a little bit of a curvature. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Kind of like that. And that's just to get us to go around Fort Wayne, because I don't want us necessarily going through it for noise issues. So we are going to go to our lines, and then we are going to add a station. So we're going to go there to there. And then yes, and then this one we're going to go from add a station from here to here, and then add a station, and then we're going to go from here, oops, add that station to here. And that'll work. So what we're going to do is I want this one. Okay, so you're in one, and then so 2 is we're dropping off oil, and then this one we're loading oil. This one we are loading that. And then unloading this. And then here we are loading fuel. And then we are unloading fuel. Then we need to go into here. And I want to buy cargo. Which one's the cheapest? They're all the same. and there's no distinction. All right, so we're going to go 10 of these, and then we are going to put these on oil to fuel refinery. Wait, did I put that on the right one? Yes. All right, so then we're going to come here, and then I want to buy, I 6. And then we're going to place these 3 on this one, and then we're going to place these 3 on this one. Now, to get a little bit more income, I feel like it's only in our best interest to then serve the passenger needs. So we have a hold on, I have to get in here to kind of see which way this arrow is going. There, and then we'll place this one right here. And then I'm going to go to streets. And we're just going to connect that up. Then let's go to this, add a new line. We are going to do the same things that we had always been doing by making this pink. Okay, it allowed me. And then we are going to do car, passenger, or and then we're going to add a station, this one, and this one. We're going to actually delete this, and then I want to add a waypoint of this. Go to station, add, and then add. There we go. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to buy passenger trains, 23. This one's cheaper. These hold more. And then we're just going to bump this up to 4. And then let's kick this into, oh, that didn't do it. Sorry, I'm used to my other games. We're going to kick that into 1x speed. Actually, I'm going to kick this into 3x speed just to kind of boost this up just a smidgen. Now, my idea is this needs more. Oh, that was also something that I wanted to do. All right. So one is dropping off here, and then 2. All right, we got that. Sweet. That was exactly what I wanted. And I'm gonna be watching this because what my idea is, or goal eventually, I guess, would be to make, I really wish they went out this way. So anyway, sorry, I was watching that, I got hung up on that. So anyway, the goal that I'm kind of trying to reach is 4 minutes. Maybe what we need to do is, now that we got this, let's duplicate that to 20. Because we got a long way to go. And then eventually, then we can hook up Cora and where is it? It's somewhere over here. Bakersfield. And like I said, this would be kind of a great place to then, we can truck it over here or truck it right here, have a distribution center, because basically Detroit, Bakersfield, and Cora all need oil. And then we can truck it here, or not truck it here, but train it here. And then once we train it here, then we can have these guys going, and then obviously have all this oil be shipped here, then trucked back, dispersed, or even trucked here, whatever, and then dispersed and go about its business. That would be the overall goal. We're going to come over here to the oil to this one, and we're going to bump this up. Wait time, we're going to bump that down to 70. Actually, we'd probably go 10 seconds. And then always full load. Because there's really no reason for us to like sit here and wait, because they're always going to be full. Especially with how this is being trucked. Let's take a ride down Fort Wayne Avenue. I don't think that this is what it's called, but I mean, it's still a nice little idea. It's a nice, cozy little town. This may eventually end up being our capital city. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. It's important to, like, you know, have a capital city, but I kind of want that to, in a sense, happen organically. If that makes any sense, it would be, it'd make more sense to me if it happened more organically, because I feel like our last episode, that was kind of the overall problem. Alright, so let's see. Okay, we are losing a buttload of money, obviously. We are getting a little bit of a higher frequency, which is great. Obviously we haven't really started making anything yet, but we're on our way. Obviously we got to get, these guys are coming back empty, but we had to add them just so that we would have people going. I want to do this one more time. No, it was a mistake. Give me those and then duplicate. So now we got 30 trucks, whatever, on this line. And like I said, that's going to be kind of important for us to actually have, because one, we are slowly moving, and this is, like I said, this is quite a distance. I would want it to be this way, but like that was $3 million to build this bridge. We got away with building it for $300,000 up here. So that's kind of the whole point of that. But yeah, having that will definitely play huge venues for us, because we are not at 80 seconds. We are way, way above that. That will handle that. I want to look at passengers. Alright, so we're starting to move people. I wouldn't expect us to need to worry about, let's see, we have other people being transported, which is kind of what I was missing in the last episode. So like we have 7 people wanting to go between Cora and Detroit, probably another additional, we only have one wanting to go between Bakersfield and Detroit. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this and see what happens. It's not the button that I wanted, and then we can go to Fort Wayne and dump that down. And then we'll go to this one, load if possible. This, you can dump that down, and then we'll leave that as is. So now we're starting to get a little bit somewhere. We're still huge deficits, but we're at least making some profit, I guess. Haven't really seen it yet, but you get the idea. We're making a little bit, we're working with a little bit, and it's just gonna have to be good enough for the time being. Man, we have so many quarries over here. Each one of these able to produce like 800. And this guy over here, so if this is 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, and then we will start moving in a better direction. And then everybody will start getting spaced out. We're waiting on this guy. How much do we have? We have 25, 27. That will definitely be used and helpful because it will start getting this guy going over here. It's waiting for its fuel. I was gonna do something. What were we gonna do? Oh, we were gonna look at lines. Not that one. Alright, refinery to fuel. We got 3 vehicles. We can probably duplicate those. And then the other one, I'm okay with having 3 because that's, in all honesty, that's a short distance. We can live with that. How is the noise? It's kind of starting to build up a little bit. I don't know if we're going to be too worried about that because obviously we're not receiving anything yet. As far as I mean, it's starting to look like a good place to be. We got logs, we got planks. We just need a tool factory, which is way the heck down here. That right there is a bad decision waiting to happen. Maybe in the future it wouldn't be too bad, but right now that's a little bit out there. And the same with trying to get like these Bakersfield, Detroit, and Cora on there. That's kind of the same thing, is we'd be having a huge struggle to kind of deliver on that aspect. But we don't really have a whole lot of other good options as far as like everything needs something stupid. We don't have like a whole lot of like, I mean, we have farms, bread. This guy needs bread, but like I mean, we'd have to go through Howard to get it, and then we'd have to ship it back up here to Bakersfield, and Cora would also need it, but like I said, those are long hauls. And another thing that I'm gonna hold myself to, like we could do this one, via whatever, because that's not too bad. Truck it down here, truck it back, and that would work efficiently enough. My issue with this is I would need to set up a tourist line to Vista. And the reason why I say that, that's how we're going to move to our next apartment, is we're going to treat this like a business, in a sense, if you're following me. So we're able to do this because we're theoretically saying we live in Fort Wayne. And so we're able to do this. In order to set up another business or another truck depot, we would need to then start shipping people this way. And then we could then start talking about this. I had to refind it. But then we could make food here, bring wheat, make food, bring it there, and then now we have this going, which would look pretty fantastic if I'm not going to lie. But that's going to kind of do it for this one. Income, we're on a very slow income, so it took us, I like the way we're moving. That's an appropriate speed. I think that's an appropriate speed. We'll continue the gameplay to see how that works, but yeah, so we have our transportation set up. We have oil being deposited. We're transporting about 19 of it to here. This place hasn't gotten it yet. Let's look at some of the lines, maybe vehicles. You're fully loaded. Where are you at? All right, you're coming in hot and heavy. And that'll kind of give us an idea of, pause you, you're not who I'm looking for. You are who I'm looking for. All right, so we're gonna watch you kind of start hopefully delivering a little bit. All right, we got someone. That's about 5,000. I can live with that. So that 4 will immediately turn into fuel. You're not bringing all of it, but I mean, like I said, we can live with a little bit of it. That's how that is going to go down. Now, I'm not sure how I want to necessarily do this. It would make sense to build it in a shopping area. And they're jacking this whole thing up. I hate when the map does this. So when you have residents and all this other stuff in there, I hate that. But what I am thinking is it would make more sense for like a shop or a transportation hub to be kind of over here, because this is eventually going to start growing. It's not going to grow now because we're not providing any of the tools, but it will eventually start growing, and I feel like a transportation network would serve best if it was here. We have a little bit of a need for it. We have some people coming from Vista, I'm gonna call it Vista. So we have a little bit coming from Vista, which, like I said, if we get a transportation hub, even if it's just one vehicle going back and forth, obviously that would do just fine because we have 2 people, whether they're wanting to come to Fort Wayne or whatever, that would work. But yeah, we're going to leave it here, and kind of this video is going to be the longest one because it's the opening one. I'm trying to get my rules set up, load the game in, get all that fun jazz going, get lines kind of set up. Alright, so we are kind of making a little bit of money. Alright, we're making 62,000 off of that, which is probably going to up once we start getting a little bit of frequency going on this. The fuel, obviously we have the fuel, we're waiting on it, it's able to be picked up, so we're starting to kind of do a little bit better there. I'm probably going to need to add a few more trucks to this line, and we'll go ahead and do that. We're at 6, let's duplicate that and just get 9 going. That way the frequency kind of gets up going a little bit better. We're at a minute, but that's not too terribly bad. And we're making 108,000. So the only thing that's really kind of slowing us down is the transportation hub, but that's kind of to be expected. We're still kind of, once we start kind of growing Wayne a little bit, especially with supplying them with fuel, it'll kind of boom itself out. But yeah, if you like it, hit that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. And leave a comment of an idea of what you think. Looking at the map, maybe I missed something, maybe I didn't, I'm not quite sure, but if you think I missed something, point it out, put it in the comments. Think about subscribing. This is going to be the new transportation beaver thing that I got going on in this series, and I need a company name, so think about, a name that we could call this. Usually I go with Genesis, but I'm down for any of your suggestions. So I will catch you next time, and hopefully you have a good rest of your day, and see you later.